What's up? It's the All or Nothing show. We're back. It's Monday. The usual, the gang, and I need
sleeveless.
Yeah, I got the sleeveless one today. I want to let him breathe.
Yeah. It's like American Chopper. Did
it's
you
like
ever
one
watch
of
that
those
show?
Yeah, I did.
Walmart shirts that says, the shirt had sleeves, and then I flexed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like an 8-year-old walking with his mom.
When you mentioned American Chopper, what's the Sully? Is that the father's name?
I think
Or is that the
so,
son's
yeah.
name? Sully.
Hold on, let me see.
He looks like a Sully or like a or it's Paul maybe. I don't remember.
Trying to give him that ASMR can pop.
I feel like they were almost like the mob in a different way.
They were badass.
Paul,
they still are.
yeah.
Paul.
I think he died.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
This flavor's good.
Damn.
No, he's still alive. Actually.
Yeah, no, I think they're still making
don't know
choppers.
why. For some reason, some like dad on a show like that died. I feel like I can't remember. Oh no, it was the Pawn Star guy.
Oh yeah, they were all fucking. I feel like in the back end, all those guys were drugged up.
Yeah,
Like, but not like good drugs, like some
Best
nasty
I
shit.
Can do is heroin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm on a different podcast because I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, it's
It's
a
not
show.
a movie. Yeah, you haven't seen
Exactly.
Well,
Now I get to
American
ridicule
Chopper
you.
is definitely before his time. It probably came out when he was born.
Yeah,
Still
my
swimming
dad
around
used
in
to
your
love
daddy's
that
nutsack. That thing was on.
Yeah, that was the slow swimmer.
Definitely slow.
Who's running slow now?
Yeah, it's all that pent up aggression. He's like, wow, I'm going to show them.
Yeah.
Show them. But yeah, we're back. I need this energy drink to kick in a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
Rays are back.
good old
and maybe we'll
Rays.
have the limited flavor soon if our boy Austin Holt hooked us up.
what's the flavor?
Oh, yeah, you asked that. I thought you saw the other day. We talked about it. Strawberry lemonade.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Dang.
It's reminding me of like the Natter days a little bit.
The texture and carbonation that they do with their drinks, that could be a really good flavor.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like their flavors, Rays wise, is not heavy and not light.
Yeah, they're juicy.
It's juicy,
but not syrupy.
No.
Yeah.
Trying
And-
to think which flavors I objectively don't like. I think just the watermelon frost because I don't like watermelon. None of them suck.
No, none of them like I'm like, I'd never buy that again. None of
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Even
Even
the
like
grape-
grape bubble gum.
Yeah,
or
great
something.
bubblegum's
Yeah,
fucking good.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So looking forward to being a sponsor of this
Yeah.
drink here soon.
Yeah.
The
Hey, you
All or
can
Nothing
sign
show.
up to be a Rays ambassador.
Can I sign the show up?
Yeah, we need, I
might. Fuck it.
need cans sent in
We do.
now.
We do. We
Listen,
love the
we
love the
got
Rays.
offers from Monster, Bang. We turn them down.
We're holding
waiting.
out.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
holding
Even
out.
Trick got us connected with G Fuel.
Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Even he doesn't have a partnership, but they wanted us.
Yeah, because of his great personality.
Yeah.
Honestly, he should get the plug so that he's on a can because you know he'd have a million free cans, and he definitely would just give them to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's too pussy.
Hey, can you reach out to them for me?
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
He
I know.
told me. Yeah, for I don't know if the Rays or so. He's like, yeah, can you reach out? I'm like, dude, I'm not your manager. I don't work for you. You know, they're not
If
gonna
you
listen
want
to
it,
me.
you reach out.
Yeah, they're not gonna listen to me.
He's having a hard enough time with the key fob
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. Oh
He's
my
having to
god.
wait by the door.
Can I rant about a few things on the gym and
Yeah,
just
I
kick
mean,
it
if you
off,
want.
right?
Yeah, let me go ahead and mute your mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Please.
Listen, being a business owner, being a gym owner, it's not easy. Shit happens. I mean, I'm sure you also deal with customer service things sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
people misread something or, oh, it looks clumpy. Well, yeah, it's because
Or they get mad that you had a sale after they bought a product.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
too.
Shout out to Keith. But
There's more than that. More than that.
But with the gym, one thing that's like been annoying me recently is we switched to the 24/7 thing over a month ago now, and so I'd say 90% of our members scan in fine; they have no issue at all. But there's about 10%, and no matter how many times you show them, they just keep on doing it wrong. The trick is you scan your key card, you wait literally 2 to 4 seconds at the max, and then you hear a click in the door, which is the door strike allowing access, then you pull the door and enter. But people just are so keen on scan pull, scan pull, scan pull, and they keep trying and trying and trying, beating the door to hell before they realize, oh, I just need to wait 2 seconds and then enter.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no matter how many times you know, I'm just sitting in my office and I hear beep, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, what is like? You think after the second beep, you'd have a little bit of common sense and say, let me
So,
just try and figure it out.
What
myself.
I've been doing hasn't worked. Let me change it and slow down.
Yeah.
Because, what I've been doing for the 5th time has not got me in the door yet.
It's
So
kinda like
maybe the
when-
6th time might work.
Yeah, you're
Maybe.
waiting at the crosswalk and it's not changing, so you just keep pressing the button.
And I mean, I get it, but I don't. But people don't want to use their brains ever. And I'm not blaming it on anybody in particular. It's just so many people can just be like, oh, door's broke.
Yeah.
Can't get in. Fuck it. It's
Yeah, that's another thing. I've gotten DMs or texts after we've left because obviously we're unstaffed, and they're like, "Hey, like my key card's not working." I'm like, "Give it 2 seconds, and then let me know if it's still not working." And they're like, "Oh, it worked. Thanks." And I'm like, "Well,
Panic.
oh, and here's something I got from the same guy twice. Is he was doing the same thing, scanning in. So obviously I help a member. I assist him. I'm like, you got to give it 2-4 seconds. I show him once again, like, how to do it. And I was like, I also sent out an email going over this so you can, like, refer to that. And twice he's told me, oh, well, I get a lot of emails. Buddy, I don't care. Like, we all get a lot of emails.
Yes, we all do.
But no matter what, you're responsible to check your email. You can't just tell the bank, oh, yeah, I get a lot of emails. I didn't know I had a bill due.
I didn't have a loan.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had to pay on that loan.
Yeah, I didn't know I had to pay. I get a lot of emails. Bro, no one cares. It's your responsibility as an adult to check your emails, check your bills, check whatever. So if you're paying for a service or membership, it's on you to be up to date with what they're doing. Any updates I send out via email, that's my only way of communicating with you.
Which another update this weekend. Do not touch the thermostat.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was emailed bright and early on
Yeah,
Saturday
all right,
morning.
last rant, and then we'll get to some other
I didn't
stuff.
get that.
That's
He
because
put
you're not.
you in spam.
Neither of y'all are technically a member.
Well, I unsubscribed. Probably.
Yeah, no, you have access
Yeah.
through the door, but not a member. That's why. But anyway, last rant about the gym. We'll get to some good stuff. Maybe y'all will find some entertainment out of this. But 2 nights in a row, man, people are just turning on the thermostat while I'm gone. Which, look, if it's uncomfortably warm for you, maybe you like to play 70 degrees with a nice breeze,
It's like the guy from Elf, the
Yeah.
dwarf.
If that's your thing, that's fine. Personally, tell me, shoot us a DM, text us, talk to us in person, and we'll figure that out with you so that you can have a comfortable temperature for you to work out in, and then when you leave, you can set it back to how we like. We'll accommodate you. But touching something that isn't yours and that directly impacts our energy bill, that's not up for you to decide. Because you might be adding $20, $30 overnight because you left the AC running overnight when we might have 2 people come through. That's $30. I should just charge you for that,
That's true. Don't even touch the bars while you're at it.
I just can't
They're
imagine.
not yours.
I can't imagine going into Rise and Shine Diner and just at 6 o'clock, the waitress takes my order and I just walk up, change the thermostat to what I want it
Sit
to.
back down at your
Yeah,
table.
and I'm like,
spreading.
that's nice. Or I'm like, it's a little cold in here. Let me go turn that shit up.
Yeah.
It's like you don't do that somewhere. You don't,
Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to be the guy, but I totally get where you're coming from. But what needs to probably be done is just putting those plastic box covers over those from now on.
I can. The problem is the one over the mirror. I can't.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the reason I haven't done it yet.
Just,
But if the other one
tape
keeps
over
getting
the
fucked
buttons.
with,
yeah.
yeah, I'll just have to start just snapping necks.
Coming in at midnight, you bitch.
Me and Griffin were joking because we saw a meme the other day. I sent him the Dark Knight. It was like these frat kids did like they claimed it was like a suit and tie party, and then him and his buddy though knew it was a Dark Knight scene reenactment.
Nice.
And so they turned on like the Dark Knight music, and they had a bunch of one of them dressed up as the Joker and came in and was like, "Good evening,
Yeah, tonight's
entertainment." He's like, well, "I have one question. Where is Harvey Dent?" And it's like this whole thing. And I was telling Griffin, I was like, we should so do this at the gym. The lights hit off. We blast like Hans Zimmer's Batman soundtrack, and we're like, "Where's
Yeah.
Where's the
slam him
Batman?"
against the wall when
Yeah.
he turns on the AC. Where is she?
Where is she? Touch it again. Yeah. God damn it, Joker. But anyway,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. We'd probably get sued, but it'd be good.
Yeah.
Hey,
but,
they signed their rights away when they
Yeah,
joined.
I know. But anyway, all right, hopping into some good stuff. how'd the Dana Lynn Bailey Challenge go, and what's
you're
next
all
on the
done
horizon?
I feel pretty good about it for the amount of time that I had, and the quickest amount of time I've ever dropped that much weight or tried to. Were there days that I probably could have pushed harder looking back on it? Yeah. But overall, pretty satisfied with it. I don't even know. I can't do the math at the top of my head. 15 pounds dropped. So quite quick for about 5-ish weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to maybe not focusing. I still want to not eat like a piece of shit, so I'm going to continue tracking my calories and making sure I'm eating
Told
clean
me today,
foods.
Hangry Joe's or sushi.
Well, yes, but I made it to the end of the fucking.
No,
I
you're-
made
you're
it.
good, I know.
I'm going to live my life and eat a little bit
Call it
today.
intuitive
Balance,
eating.
yeah.
Yeah,
love
balance, bitch. Don't get on my feelings.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have one fucking meal
He's gonna listen to his body
today,
Yeah.
and
I want sushi.
yeah, and then I'm going to get right back to it and continue moving towards some other goals as far as biking goes. So,
What do you think you'll do? Hangry Joe's or sushi?
it's still up in the air. It depends on time. Probably because
He wants to get in
I'm
on it.
no, I'm late.
No,
I'm
no,
feeling lazy today, and I don't want to drive out the Broad Street to go to that.
Dude, it's so convenient to have something
But-
right there.
It is like the same price because it'd be like $13 for the lunch special for all you can eat fucking sushi, or $13 for a fucking one meal.
At the
But
end
it's
of
a
the
big
day,
meal.
though, I think you'll get full from both meals.
Okay.
So for what it's worth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're still gonna get that full.
But I probably will hit Hangry Joe's because I've had Sushi King dozens of times. Even though I want to do it, I'll probably wait till Sarah comes back and take her out to eat because it's been a while since I went out.
yeah,
with
you're
her.
not gonna go out to eat
Yeah.
by yourself. That's
Yeah.
kinda weird.
Yeah.
And
Table
since
for
I was
one.
dieting so hard, we never went out. Like the past 5 weeks, I never. She was like, "Hey, you want to go to the brewery or this or that?" And no.
Are you
I mean,
trying to sabotage me?
Yeah. But
What's wrong with you, woman?
besides us going home that one weekend where I ate the ribs with her, I did fuck up a little bit with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything was pretty tight. I'm happy with it. I feel better. I felt alive the past week. Like alive isn't like pushing hard for something
Yeah, you've
and
been
like
fired up. I feel like.
regimented and like knowing what I'm gonna do for the day and coming in and like knowing that like, oh man, I'm ready to crush this bike or I'm ready to like crush this workout. I can't wait till I can get home to have my last meal because that's what I look forward to. You know,
I feel like it's contagious, man.
yeah, it is.
That's
It
why I
is.
feel like the more I run, the more I like set these goals. It's like I'm more excited for each one.
And I'll say yesterday, the past 2 days on the bike, not that the distance was any better. My pace was much better the past 2 days than probably
Yeah.
like the past 3 weeks. I think is due to could have been the DMHA and shit that I've been taking the past few days. 'cause
Yeah,
that shit makes my body go numb. But once I'm
Yeah.
done working out, I'm
could
dead.
be the cocaine.
But I will say towards like the last 5 miles, 4 to 5 miles on the bike, you know, the calories and stuff were taking a toll on me. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm just kind of hungry. I just want to get the fuck off this thing. I'm tired. My legs are just gassed, and I'd have to like lean back and just like trying to push through my heels to try and keep the bike moving still because I wanted to set a pace of at least like, I don't know, I look at the RPMs for the pace, not like the watts, but
Yeah.
I have a certain number in mind that I'm trying to stick with to
Yeah.
hit that time limit. And once you make it to the end and you finally get there, you're like, damn. You almost feel, even though it's just a fucking stationary bike, I feel unstoppable after that. I'm like, man, most people would quit. Most people would probably quit when I was at that like 9-10 mile range
Yeah.
and be like, oh, fuck it. I'm good for today. I'm tired. Oh, it hurts, blah, blah, blah. But like once you make it to that 15, 16 mile, like where my goal was, it's different for everybody. But once I'd finish it, I'd be like, dude, I'm fucking, you can't touch me right now.
I know
At
during
least right
my
now.
runs, I feel like once I get to like a threshold where I get right to that point where most people, I say like most people run around the neighborhood, and I'm like, oh, they're going for like a 3 mile, a 4, maybe 6 mile, but it's like the miles after that is like where you get that real deep feeling of feeling unstoppable or feeling like you're really pushing something or you're doing something special or something
Yeah.
above. And I think it's the same way with like those extra miles, those last couple miles, or like when I push to 8, 9, 10, 11, like those are the ones that really feel like I'm doing something,
Yeah. And it relates to like lifting. We've all
Same
gone
deal.
through it. Like when you get to
Extra
those
reps.
couple reps and
Yeah,
you're like,
I
oh,
was
I'm
gonna
going to push
say.
those extra 3 or 4 out. For me, I guess I've been doing it so long, it's a little bit more not as sensational when I do that for myself because I'm just
little more
expecting
automatic.
I'm expecting myself to do that. But with the bike and the cardio recently, like it's different, like burn and hurt. To where
I
I'm
think
like,
endurance sports just give you something different because it's like a continuous thing rather than lifting. It's like challenge you, but
and it's very quick with lifting.
That's
lifting,
what I mean.
It's like
It's
it
in
comes
and
and
out.
goes very quick.
yeah.
And with endurance, I feel like too, it's not a set amount of reps per se to where like that okay, only 3 more steps and then I'm done. It's kind of hard because you just keep going and then you're like, that's all the time that's passed.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
That's all.
It's a different
that's
animal.
going.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it. As far as goals though, now that this is done, I want to get the bike going. I want to start going outside and get off the stationary bike. I still probably want to do the stationary bike some days, because right now I don't have a ton of money to start throwing around to buy like something that can keep track of my pace and
it's convenient for
my
now.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to get outside and get like more into the weather and like terrain instead of just being on a steady pace.
It's a lot more fun. I will say, like, it'll literally be the difference of like me running on a treadmill versus outside, and it's way better. And
Terrain.
even though they're up and down hills, they get a little harder. At least you have just scenery. You can almost just I don't know. It's different.
dynamic.
Yeah.
It is dynamic.
Because staring at the cinder block wall is not that it's like bad. I can watch only so many podcasts and listen to them. It's like it gets boring as fuck.
The other thing
I start looking around and breaking my neck, looking at everybody. I'm like, what's everybody else doing? Like you're just like, what the fuck am I doing on this thing? It's like a hamster wheel.
The other thing I will say too, like if I don't know if you wanted to do more mountain biking or road biking, but there's something, I don't know if you feel this way with running at all, Brock, but there's something about the, push to go uphill and then the fun of going downhill too. It's those little like rushes almost you get.
Downhill
halfway
sucks
through.
running.
Well, he's talking about
For
the
me.
bike.
Oh, the bike's
Yeah,
way
bike.
better. Yeah.
Bike.
Yeah.
Bike, you can let go of the handlebars
Yeah.
and do like the
Yeah.
Titanic.
Radio. Or who was
I was
that?
gonna
That
say-
movie where he's in the shopping cart. He's like pushing the shopping
remember
cart.
that.
I was gonna say going up running feels pretty good, but I would say that the difference with running than biking is like you don't really have that break because it's like uphill obviously is harder than flat. Flat's pretty consistent, but downhill, at least for me
You have to stop
personally,
your body.
yeah, you have to stop your body and like I'm trying to land as softly as possible and land properly so I'm not hurting like my knees. Because I don't have any like knee pain or joint pain because of the way I land and things like that. People always talk about shin splints. I think a lot of those injuries are poor mechanics, and also I think because I've naturally through weightlifting not only had stronger muscles, but also your bones get denser from lifting. I think that's helped me avoid these injuries just having that like exercise history. But yeah, going downhill, it's like not as hard as going uphill. But I'd say it's harder than flat because, like you said, I got to prevent my body from going like too fast and things like that. I mean, if it's a slight decline, I'm flying. But if it's anything more than like, I don't know, 15 degrees or something like that to think of a visual, it's like it's a lot harder.
I got a bike coming today.
Oh,
Jake's bringing it
nice.
up here. I don't know if he's bringing me his old bike or a bike that I used to have.
It's bring you a little bitch.
Yeah,
little
so
dinghy.
if it's a bike that I used to have, it's what me and him call a bush bike, is because we found it in a bush and we took it. And it's a nicer bike, or nice for a bush bike, a free one. It was, if you'd go buy it brand new, it was probably like a $200, $300 bike. But it's like more so a terrain or like trail bike. It has like the shocks and shit on it. Not something that's probably aerodynamic or very efficient on pavement with the tread and shit like that. But it's something to at least get me going.
What do you think you would want to ride on?
What do you mean?
Pavement or trail?
Oh, pavement.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Fuck a trail. Or at least for me. I wanted to go for distance because that's what's been getting me fired up over here is seeing the mileage go up. With the trail, I mean, the hills and shit, that'd be fun, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to, like, for me, set a goal, be like, all right, I'm going to do this trail and that trail today, and I don't know. I won't be able to gauge myself because I want to
Road's
continue finding, basing my goal off pace and distance.
If you ever want to go, I'll go with you.
Thank you.
I'll bring my bike over
Thank
here.
you.
Well,
got
I
a
need
cruiser?
a trail hit or a trailer hitch.
got the
for
beach
my
cruiser?
car. No, I have
With
a
the basket
mountain
on the
bike.
back?
Yeah, that would be fun. Though.
Buddha?
I have looked at that.
no one
before.
wants to run with me.
No, fuck running, man. Hey, we'll meet you at the end
I
of
have
the bikes.
asthma.
Yeah.
But yeah, bike's coming today, so I doubt I'll go out today on that. I'm just probably hit the stationary
You
bike
have
again.
to check out Nick Bear's videos, see what he talks about the run.
Maybe
I don't know if there's any cyclists on YouTube.
might be, might not be. But
Yeah.
there's two things I need to do. I need to get. I'm surprised I haven't done already with the stationary bike. Is actually watching how to set it up to be more efficient, like the seat height, the handlebar height. I just do it to what kind of feels good, but I feel like I'm not really
Yeah, you have to
really
watch a
setting
video
it
or
up to
something.
like the seat placement going forward and back, up and down. How far do I want the handlebars? Do I want those to go up and back? Like, I just sort of get on there and just go.
Yeah.
And that could be messing me. I'm
sure
me,
there's
but making it tougher than easier.
I think like leg wise, you probably have common sense enough to know like you don't want it locked out, obviously, but you also don't want it too close. But yeah, the trick with like the seat and the where the handlebars go, I feel like that's probably bigger than you think as far as comfort in your upper body and your structure. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's thing. I need to watch a few YouTube videos on that for setting that up. But eventually, I mean, as long as I think I'm going to, I know I'm going to continue riding the bike because I do enjoy that now that the distance is getting up there and it's getting easier. But as far as investing into a newer bike or like a more of a road bike, maybe down the road, but I got product and shit to buy first.
Black Friday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
True.
You're right.
Just drop some hints to Sarah for Christmas.
Yeah. Or Kathy.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kathy, do not buy me a bike.
Yeah.
Kathy's like, let me check that account now.
Yeah. You're going to show up on like next Monday.
Got your new mongoose.
Yeah.
Come outside.
Shit. But, yeah, it's been good. So, overall, happy with the transformation challenge. I got some pictures to put together, hopefully, here soon. Maybe I'll post those after it. But I have until 10 tonight to post them to the website. So
enough time to Photoshop them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then put Dana and Rob behind you to look like y'all are friends.
Yeah.
So that'll stick out to them.
Yeah, they were all in on it.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk about I wrote on the board, and it kind of connects with this, is we were talking about it yesterday because I asked you, how is your diet going to change now that you're out of this? You're like, well, I'm still going to eat like, clean. I'll probably work up the calories a little bit, but kind of just ride this out. And I was saying I'm kind of generally doing the same too. And I was telling you how I feel like although I'm eating like my caloric surplus and expenditure is like still meeting zero by the end, let's say, to maintain weight, but I'm burning more by running. I spend like an extra hour, 2 hours exercising each day, so my expenditure's high, but I'm also eating enough to where I'm still hitting that net zero. But the difference is I'm exercising more. Does that make sense? To where it's like before, if I'm just lifting and eating, boom, zero, let's say, for example. But now I'm also running, but I'm eating extra to maintain that. So it ends up hit zero either way. But in the scenario where I'm exercising more, I feel like my body just starts to adapt and resist gaining fat tissue more often. So where I feel like my legs, because they have to put up with all the stress of running, they naturally are a little bit leaner. My body, I feel like, has resisted putting on excess fat a little bit more often, even though my caloric intake still hits like a net zero after expenditure. And one thing I wrote on the board is I feel like your body looks the way you train. And to where the more I've run, the more I've done some different kind of movements, the more I've deadlifted and squatted without a belt, I feel like my core has looked more like a powerlifter or crossfitter's stomach, to where like abs protrude a little bit more, my obliques are a little bit thicker. It may not be ideal for bodybuilding, but I feel like my body started to look a little bit more athletic, or at least my legs look a little bit more runner-like, just by virtue of the way I train rather than purely like diet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
And I feel like you might even notice, I don't know if your legs have changed a little bit from cycling.
I think it's helped. Even just like shape them a little bit, because I feel like for a while I wasn't going heavy. I mean, besides the leg press and shit, I wasn't squatting. I haven't squatted in a while, and I just started squatting like 4 weeks ago, and like doing some heavier movements for my legs. And I think the bike has definitely helped shape them a little bit since I got on there and put in those miles. And some days I'm doing some resistance on that shit with the bike, so it's like I feel like it's muscularly working them a little bit as well. They definitely look conditioned, I feel like, compared to what they used to.
And even I feel like, Griffin's a good example. I feel like you've always not perfectly eaten like clean ass foods, but a lot of times you're eating whole foods, things you prepared at home. And I feel like your body, both, naturally, maybe genetically, but also because you've eaten cleaner foods, healthier stuff that you've baked and prepared, I feel like your body has been less inclined to put on excess fat from processed foods and things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think another thing, I don't have like a side training aspect like y'all do of like bike or running, but I used to do a lot more like climbing and yoga and stuff like that, and I feel like, and pull-ups, I feel like that kind of helped me sometimes with just like overall like movements or feeling like comfortable in different positions for like more tricky movements like a pullover or something like that too. And I know like in old school books they talk about how certain people would do like clean and jerks or snatches to kind of get like more of an overall dense look, or like power lifted as well as bodybuilding. So it is kind of cool like to combine certain things for maybe the look you're going for, or like performance in general too, or kind of see how things kind of change even subtly. Like I definitely have noticed your legs are a lot more grainy from running or other things like that, that you know you wouldn't normally think that it would benefit you that way.
Or calves have grown.
Something like that.
I was showing Maddie the video edit I sent you from when we trained legs like the week before my show, when we took those infamous grainy photos. And my calves were like the size of like my wrist in like the video. It looked like, granted I was lean, but still they were like crap. And now they're massive. No, but they're better. They are better. And I think the running, although it's not perfect hypertrophy, it's clearly like grown them to a decent size. So.
And they got to adapt to like keep up with all those reps, because that's thousands of reps you're doing a day.
So I was thinking about this on the weekend. Over the weekend, I was driving around and I was just thinking about this, and I feel like sometimes I kind of rehash similar topics, so maybe we've talked about some similar stuff to this, but I don't know if you guys have thought about this before. But I was thinking about really when I first had moved out of the house and was living in Montana. It was a big adjustment for a lot of things, like never really living on my own before, or like, figuring out how to apply for a job, or like pay for stuff, or budget, or kind of like just make things work when you don't always have a parent around to just help you out with gas money or like other things like that. But at this time too, I was kind of transitioning away from doing P90X because I did that in high school. And I was really getting more into like studying for my certification, like reading like the Arnold Encyclopedia at the time, and kind of piecing together my own routine to go beyond just P90X, So I was just thinking about back then I really only had like a $35 a week budget for groceries. And I would usually ride my bike over to Costco during the day and just get all the samples with a hat on, and then take my hat off and walk around and get all the samples again to like get a lunch. And then I would also just like carry around like a can of beans in like a drawstring bag and a can opener, or like tuna and Greek yogurt, like mix it together. Kind of nasty. But I just remember too, like in the place that I was renting a room from, like keeping the crock pot on the bathroom counter to like cook stuff for the week. Or like my gym that I went to was a 24-hour little, like, it used to be a Gold's, but it was called Access Fitness. And I worked in a restaurant, and so I would usually just ride my bike home from the restaurant, and sometimes it would be like -9, -16, and I would come home and just eat like my post-workout meal, and then just put on my coat and walk across the street to the gym. And at the time, I like couldn't afford supplements, and even like Thanksgiving dinner was just like a Domino's pizza or something like that. But I just think about really back then, it was like the great rapper NF said, Brock's favorite, you got to make it or make it. These are the options. So I was just thinking about, man, back then, like really you don't have anything, but you figure out just how to make it work. And I felt like the passion was at an all-time high. And I think about now, I have great pre-workout anytime I want. I have a more flexible schedule to where it's not working out at midnight. It's kind of working out whenever I want to throughout the day, with the exception of clients. I don't really have to budget for groceries. And I still feel like even though I have kind of all the luxuries that aren't really like a drawback or something to work around, I feel like I almost have to force motivation too. That I almost think about, I can't remember who it was, maybe someone that was talking on Joe Rogan, but he was talking about how certain fighters before a fight will like go sleep on a cot like in the mountains or something like that and just have nothing and like train around that. I was just wondering if you guys have anything similar or like felt that way at all. Of sometimes I wish, I don't want to get into a worse scenario, but sometimes I wish I could just strip it all away and start from the ground
Like,
up
get
again,
hungry.
you know? Yeah.
Well, you mentioned fighting, so he's gonna
Yeah.
chime in.
No.
There goes 30 minutes right here.
No, but I had something good because I posted something this morning, and I had a guy respond. One of the few guys that follows me that also runs that he responded back, and I wrote that you can either do the painful thing or the comfortable thing, and like you have that choice every day.
Yeah.
And it sounds so simple, but it's really, I mean, you look at it on paper, why would you ever choose the painful thing? And the guy responded and said, like, comfort kills. And I think it's such a true statement that it's like, when you are comfortable and you have those luxuries, you don't have any thing to fight against or any, like, will that you need to kind of fire yourself up. And so I think that's one thing that I've almost done is the better my life has gotten, the more luxuries I've been able to afford or whatever, I try and still force myself to have struggles to where I'll put myself out in 90-degree weather and run because it sucks and it's brutal and it beats me down and I'm tired and I'm sore. And it almost just toughens me up to still be hungry, to still work harder. And something I've also done, I don't spend all my money, but sometimes I'll buy something I probably shouldn't, $100, $200, I'll buy the iPad Pro and I'll tell myself, well, now you're $500 down, you're $200 down. You got to work harder to make that money back. And so it's almost like putting yourself in a hole on purpose to kind of fire yourself up motivation-wise or will to win-wise. And you almost need that. When things are a little bit too cozy, too easy, you do lose motivation because you just have everything.
Yeah, it really does. Like, I don't want to think like that, but you get more complacent or things become more accessible and you do kind of get soft if you don't catch yourself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think, Austin?
I don't know. I feel like I noticed that, and I feel like I kind of mentioned in the last show. Like I've noticed myself just like chill, let things slide, and I try and have that trigger that I've mentioned before in the past, where like, nah, fuck that. That's old Austin or the Austin that I don't want to be talking or trying to get myself out of something or doing something or finishing something, whatever the case may be. And I'm not the greatest because I think my biggest expense outside of rent is energy drinks. It's up there. I don't want to say my monthly budget, my monthly expense, because it's not a budget. It's not budget friendly, but it's up there. Yeah. It's more than a cell phone. It's like a car payment, probably.
Yeah, probably like the equivalent of a chain smoker.
Yeah.
Hey, but look, the oil's got to be fueled.
Yeah, right. But besides that, I do try and when I'm getting to the budgeting and living off that low money, and even though I have the money to buy more shit, I try and when I go to the store, for example, there's the name brand bread or the off generic brand bread. Even though, there might be a quality difference, and there probably is, I'll force myself and be like, all right, I'm buying the cheaper bread or cheaper this or cheaper that because I want to save money to be able to do something to create more opportunities down the road, which makes it I don't know, it's mentally you're having to fight yourself and create that situation where it's I want that nice shit. But I'm a budget down. I'm going to buy this cheaper shit because I want long-term goal over the short term, this expensive this or that or higher in that. But that's just one scenario. Or you can just, like you were saying with him, or what Brock was saying, is go ahead and put yourself in that hole. Buy that expensive thing that it gives you no options to fucking, go any other way but have to build or dig yourself out of it. You can either make it mentally, make that hole mentally, or you can buy that hole mentally.
Yeah.
Or live in the hole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. One thing I was also thinking about this morning, driving here, was it was 4:40 and I was getting ready to leave. I was picking up Dobie, took him like a baby over to the bed, left him there with Maddie and left. And I was thinking about how much I'd love to because yesterday we kind of got to spend the morning together. And I was thinking about man, I really enjoyed that. It was good to spend, actually see her in the morning and have breakfast together and, be with Dobie in the morning, as the sunrise, whatever, and enjoy that. But I was thinking about, it's man, I'd love to do that Monday, or I'd love to do that today or throughout the week. But I just thought about how it'd be so easy for me to, and I can afford to do that. I can afford financially and work-wise to not come here till 8. But I know that me getting here earlier, me leaving before she wakes up, allows me to stay ahead, to work harder, to have that much more extra free time, to have that much more time to, continue to push the envelope, And I wrote an analogy on the board that I was thinking about in my head when I was driving. It's almost like a bank account, to where you can pull your money at any time, and then you have that money. But the more you kind of continue to put yourself into work, the more you continue to double down, to keep getting up early, to keep doing the extra runs, the extra workouts. You're investing in that bank account. And at any time, you can take it out, be comfortable, enjoy your riches, enjoy whatever you did. But but you have the option of just continuing to invest, continuing to get up early, continue to do the uncomfortable thing, and you're going to continue getting that compound interest, and it's all going to continue to build up. And then maybe you can pull it later in life. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I just feel like at any point I could kind of just pull back and just cruise. But I have all these ambitions in my life, and I feel like if I take money out of that bank account, if I take it easy too often, too many days, it's never going to grow enough, or it's not going to grow fast enough.
Well, no. I mean, I think of you in the longer scheme, like lately, as you've, been more transparent about what your goals are, about a house and this and that, a car. People, and even me, for like the longest time until recently, was like, I don't know how to do that. You just end up getting a better paying job or something like that to be able to afford shit like that. Yeah. But you have to make sacrifices. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. If you're letting that money go out as soon as it comes in, you'll never have anything but your dick in your hand when it comes time to buy a house, or a house that you actually want, that you're proud of, that you're like, damn, that's awesome, or a nice car. What you're doing now, putting into that savings account, that inventory, is going to pay off in the long run. And people, even myself, for the longest time, are playing the short game instead of the longer game, Yeah,
and it's hard to know that it's going to pay off fully, because
you never know.
Yeah, and I know, I feel like, Griffin, you specifically have a good mindset of, you want to have a balance of appreciating each day without, putting yourself through hell, or, working constantly just for that long-term vision, right? Yeah. Or, I'm even against, working that 40-hour a week at a corporate job just to focus on retirement, right? There needs to be a balance. But at the same time, it's something I talked about in my story yesterday. It was about working on weekends. And I think, when you work those extra 104 days that everyone else isn't, you can put yourself ahead. And it's almost like you got to suffer for the short term, or I don't even want to use the word suffer. You got to work harder and work when everyone else isn't in the shorter term, to then appreciate those things a little bit later. You don't want it to be way in your 50s and 60s, in my opinion, but it is a sacrifice. You're sacrificing, let's say, nights out, or you're sacrificing, for my case, mornings with Maddie, for that long-term vision of us getting a house maybe in Colorado and enjoying, the life we've had and these different businesses we have and these investments we have. It's like I have to make the sacrifice now. It's like in college, I made the sacrifices where we didn't have dinner dates all the time. I stayed up late. We didn't get to do this or do that, so that we could open this gym. And so it's an example of I trusted that this vision would work out, and it did. But it's hard to see that until you do have that bank account stacked up, and you do have that opportunity to convert it into that reward at the end.
Yeah.
It's just hard to see it when it's not in your hand. You don't have the carrot at the end of the stick.
Yeah, but even you saying that you don't know if it's going to be promised or not, you're never going to get it by not investing, though. You got to play to win.
Your life is not going to be made worse by that effort either. It can only be good.
Unless you fucking stroked out or something from it, and then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I'd like to switch gears. I got a little question or two. Yeah, so
that's enough motivation for y'all.
Make sure that y'all are following us on Instagram. Hopefully we have some new story posts here soon for some questions, because we do get quite a few questions when we,
too many.
Hit or miss. Too many. I definitely narrowed them down. So one right off the bat is pretty good, because I am interested in both of these, but I only think one is probably going to work. So do y'all think stuff like cupping and acupuncture are pure placebo effect, or do they actually work? I do believe that acupuncture with a slash dry needling would probably work, because you're going deep into that muscle tissue and you're usually shocking it of some sort, or you're just, pricking it to try and let knots get loose, something that's super.
I always saw they take it and then twist it.
They can twist it. They can stick it into whatever muscle fiber.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, but sometimes they shock it. They put an electrode on it, and they can get shock therapy going to it. Cupping, I think that's kind of a placebo, unless there's data or studies showing. It looks like it's giving you a big ass hickey.
Yeah, I've never really tried either. But with how good our massages go, I feel like I'm keen to try it. And see
for sure.
I feel like everything works. It's just how well does it work,
and how much do you want to keep paying?
Yeah, and how much you want to keep paying for it. I feel like if I had to order like the value of things, an actual massage therapist would probably be like up there as like number one.
Yeah, and
then you can work down with these other things. I think cryo has a place, but I think cryo, acupuncture, cupping, what do you call it? What's that one where they were like
Schwa or something?
No, it's called
not shaving.
Not shaving. Graston.
Graston,
yeah.
but Graston scraping. Yeah.
That's simple as fuck.
Well, anyway,
shaving.
I think all of those things have like they release some blood flow, but if you got like a tight muscle, you need to I think work it out. Both with pressure, but also I think at the end of the day, no matter what modality you use, whether you use like the recovery boots like I do, you need to improve muscle function and mobility through movement. I think movement and is like the best way to sustain range of motion and keep the muscle moving properly.
Yeah, I agree with you because that's like step one. That's the cheapest and probably the easiest, because if you want a muscle to work better, you got to work the muscle. You got to train it. Whatever. But cupping would, for me, in my opinion, would be the last thing I'd ever try. What challenges did you go through in the beginning of building your brand? I guess I could pick like 2 or 3 top ones maybe of the challenges. Challenges would be partnerships. That would be a big one off the top of my head. Do you need a partner? Do you think you need a partner, or are you jumping the gun on that? Most of the time, I feel like you might be jumping the gun on it. Maybe even in my opinion, there's things that I could have did instead of going in and bringing more people into the brand, letting them have equity. I should have went out on my own and felt more comfortable or had more confidence in myself, knowing that because obviously I could do it on my own now. Well, not the whole grand scheme, but like to where I've gotten. The things that I thought I needed a third partner or a second partner for, I could have probably did on my own. And it just takes time and repetition and like just trusting your gut. On top of that, another challenge would be budgeting. Because in my case, I started with a good lump sum loan of a friend. And when the money's given to you and you didn't really have to work for it, it is true. Yeah. It's easier to spend it that way when it's given to you. If you had to work for it, you're more likely to not want to blow it that quickly because you put a lot of sweat equity into that shit. So, budgeting like a mug, making sure you aren't blowing on the stupid shit, and making sure that, you are doing as much as you can by yourself before you start bringing in partners. And these partners should be doing something that you probably can't do as efficiently, or they can carry their own weight in a certain different area or arena of business than you can. You don't want to have 2 of the same people that can only do the same shit.
Yeah.
Was it
one thing that
2
Doug
ponies with the
told
same
us
trick?
that I think was really true is just if you are going to have partners, be very clear and upfront about what you're doing for the business and what they're doing for the business, so you can figure out who does what your roles are, how are you contributing.
100%. And just making sure that they know something you don't, because why bring somebody on if y'all only know the 2 same things, and then it's like, oh shit, well, what about that area that neither of you know nothing about? So bringing people that actually have something to give. The other one is how to deal with burnout and reignite.
Fuck.
I'm just kidding.
Someone anonymously wrote that.
I'm just kidding. But how to deal with burnout and reignite the fire, which I feel like we touched on earlier a little bit. So that was good. Very good.
Grab a match.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm scrolling through them. I believe. Oh no, I did get one from Gino. Hold on, Gino,
go.
brother man,
Savior.
Gino. You got to go through the. Well, I guess this one was kind of long. He went through the DMs. Would you argue that you would get? Hold on. He added an
Do
extra
you
word.
drink pickle juice?
Would you argue that you would gain more benefit by letting a muscle recover than further damaging it, regardless if it's sore? So I guess more so rest and maybe time off. So if the muscle's sore, should you train it or should you gain more benefit by keep pushing through it?
Science would say let it fully recover. Personally, unless it's like mildly sore or like worse, like sore, and obviously injured, I wouldn't train it, or I'd give it another day or two or train a different muscle group, you know?
Yeah.
But like my legs were sore this morning on squats from all like the running. So what I did was I kept the volume a little bit lighter on my compound movements that are probably going to cause more damage, but I still trained them hard, still pushed hard, still got a pump, because sometimes training a muscle when it's sore will bring some new blood flow, and you'll damage it, but it'll recover a little bit faster.
I think it recovers faster.
Yeah,
most
so
of
by
the
the time you train it again, it won't be sore anymore.
And I think there's always a way to like work around shit that's sore or even slightly injured, you know, to keep training towards a goal, to keep like progression going, but like to not, all right, if squats are killing your knees or your legs or your quad or whatever, do a different movement, but for your, you know, for your quad, you know, or something where you can target it still, but you know, keep moving forward so you aren't damaging things per se.
And make sure you're stretching, your diet, nutrition's on point, so
Who
you
said
shouldn't
it?
be too
I
sore.
think it was Jay Cutler, but obviously he was on a lot of PEDs, so recovery is no issue when you're doing that. But, you know, you can, well, I forget what he said. He said you can't overtrain, you can only undereat, you know.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So he was like, you know, if you're undereating, then more likely you
Get
can
those calories
overtrain.
up, Gino.
Maybe. Depends on where you're at. Holler at us if you need some help.
Or take
For a low price. Of
Overcome. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, break me down.
Those are the questions that I got for the week. Did you get anything?
I got one from Gino.
Bring it on.
I think that's all that I got, to be honest.
He used to get a ton.
Yeah, I lose followers every time I post the
Good.
question box.
Good. We don't want them then.
Yeah, weeding out the week.
Yeah, dude.
Has there ever been any notable moments in your life where you got angry? I feel like I
get angry a lot.
Yeah.
But like it's a different like, do I want to hurt somebody angry?
Yeah, I feel like I've only
twice?
really had a few moments of like a righteous indignation sort of thing. I feel like a lot of the other times it's more like a dull, like defeatist kind of anger, you know? There's only been one or two times where I feel like I'm like, okay, F you, like, you know, I'll show you sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time I feel like I'm just like, fuck. Another day. But honestly, that was probably more so when I was in like high school and there was just like stuff going on at home to where I just feel like at the time I was just more so like, I can't wait to like be on my own. I can't wait to get out of here. Like, you know,
I get mildly disgruntled a lot, but I don't get truly angry. Really.
Me neither, because I can usually blow shit off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Once I step back, I'm like, why am I even mad?
Yeah.
I should probably feel sorry for this person, or I'm obviously not as bad off as them because they're the one that's all fucked up. I'm good.
Yeah.
So why am I pissed off?
Yeah.
It's tough. But when I was younger, to chime in on what you said, definitely like early 20s, even teens, like through high school and early 20s. Yeah, I used to get like little temper fucking flare-ups and shit like that. But now I still get pissed, but I'll just say shit under my breath, and I'm like, Austin.
It's that creatine roid rage, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to like take a step back and be like, am I really that mad?
Yeah.
Or am I going to let that person get me mad?
Yeah, that's true.
So I do want to chime in on one thing. Overcome, this is the final week that we're going to have the pre-order going. By the end of the week, we're dropping the pre-order off the site, and Overcome's going to be going up to regular price because right now, if you guys did not know, it's live for pre-order. Snag your tub, claim it before it goes
A lot
live.
of tubs are already gone.
Yes. And it's at a discounted rate, a special pre-order rate. It's a couple bucks cheaper. Snag it now if you're looking for it. If not, pay the price when it comes back to launch. It's going back up to normal price. And we're flying it out of here. Hopefully it lasts some amount of time so people can snag some up when it does launches. But don't be mad if
Might sell out first day.
yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
I'm just getting a heads up.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have something going live as soon as Overcome goes live on the site. We got a stack pack.
Stack pack.
Now you get a little glimpse of the box that it's going to be coming in. More details to come once it goes live. But
I feel like the guy from Anchorman where he's like, bam,
bam,
but stack pack,
stack pack.
stack pack.
It's definitely going to be worth the while. So if you do wait, you pick up a stack pack once it goes live, you won't regret it.
Yeah. Let's get these, I want to say questions, these scenarios in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll kick it off. Most likely to make a sex tape with their partner and not tell them they're being filmed.
Griffin.
Oh.
Hey, I had to go to the kitchen
Why
real
is
quick.
that tripod over there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's camera's off.
That red dot in the closet.
Yeah. Why do you have a studio light?
I
in
would
your
say,
bedroom?
you know what? I'd say it depends. If it was just for him to look at, I think Griffin. But if it was like someone to show us three or something, it'd probably be you.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the camera on top of his computer over there.
Look at this move I did.
Jealous. You know how long I've been working on that one?
I finally got my leg up high enough.
Those hips are finally opening up. Damn, that's pretty good.
Least likely to be wearing underwear right now.
Griffin.
I would say generally me, but I would say Brock, to be honest.
We already talked about
He's
this.
the
I always go
king.
commando, but all my shorts have liner. Thanks to 10,000.
I don't care. But liner doesn't feel good on my nuts.
Bro, liner's the same thing.
Never.
You don't like
I wear briefs.
Well, you don't have a 10,000 liner. That's why.
No. But I have
Oh.
the Ever Forward liners. And those,
That sucks. Get the 10,000 liner. It's a boxer brief liner.
oh, duh.
You can quote.
They're not
You-
10,000
you
liners.
can back me
It's
up
very
here.
sleek. Even my dad wears them.
And your
with
junk
liner.
feels good in the liner.
It's
like
very
tight.
cool.
It's not too tight.
I know. I
It's
understand
cool.
the cool breathability, but
Yeah.
I like my shit to be nice and tight because it's a lot of meat just swinging down.
Oh,
there. It's
Yeah.
free.
is it? No, listen. It's not too snug. It's not too loose. Not empty space.
Yeah.
It's a good snug fit.
I will say though, I'm about to be commando a lot more often. All my boxers have gotten like chafed through. Like I have probably this size hole in the bottom of these
That's
right
for one
now.
nut to see
Nuts
through.
just
yeah.
been rubbing them raw. Damn, dude. Hey, well, heads up, guys. If y'all are behind him doing something,
Yeah. I
getting a
usually
show.
will sit down like this, like training clients. So
Yeah.
look out, world.
Yeah.
Is that are testicles considered like, you know, when tits aren't really considered like, well, I guess they are they aren't reproductive organs, but like, you know, the law is like, because you know chicks can like,
It's like primary and secondary.
yeah,
I
it's
feel
like you can show shit, but you kind of can't. It's like a gray
Yeah,
area.
it's
I know
funny
you can't show a
'cause
penis, but like
Put your-
testicles.
put
you
your nuts
blur
out's
the
weird,
nipple.
though.
You
It
blur
is.
the nipple, or you can have a shirt on that shows the nipple. Do you ever notice that?
That is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
Free the nip.
Free the nuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
amen.
Free the nuts movie.
Men's rights
a
around
ri-
here.
What's a
Yeah.
rhyme? Skies out, thighs out. Like, what's out?
Butts out. Nuts
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
I'm fighting for these rights out here.
Yeah.
All right. Damn it, man. I don't create your own card.
Dude, we got to get rid of that card.
I thought you might have an interesting
we got to
one.
get rid of that shit.
I don't, but I'm not creative enough
It's
to do
hard
that
on
on
the
the fly.
spot, though. Yeah.
I'd have to think about that shit later. I'll pull a random one in
Yeah,
a second.
yeah, no problem.
Most likely to win a Darwin Award.
Do you even know what that is?
Now Darwinism, right?
Yeah, it's almost like,
Yeah.
you know, the idiots will weed themselves
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That weeded me out. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. So I hate to say it, but probably myself. Because I'm an idiot. But I also think I'm dumb enough to kill myself or dumb enough to do stupid decisions and shit.
Whenever I watch you do Photoshop, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Hey, but sometimes it gets done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might not be.
It does
A
impress
to B.
me, I will
He was
say.
going to, like, personally copy and paste this logo, like, 60 times.
No, I would have did it once and then would have like
so
maybe
listen.
3 times it would have did.
I was going to, he basically I told him to make a row, and then the way I was going to do it, and he did it after I showed him, was put the row in a folder, duplicate the folder so you could layer it down. He was going to make one row, save it as a PNG, and then put it back in and, like, duplicate the
And I would have
rows.
just copied, rolling down.
The hardest thing with Photoshop sometimes is not how to do it. I feel like it's just like how to do it efficiently
Yeah.
and not
But anyway.
tire
Well,
yourself out.
Okay. Thank you.
if we were all prostitutes, who would make the least amount of money?
Do it from the
truth
back.
comes out. Yeah.
Or no, the front is actually where they.
Did y'all hear my question?
Who would make the least amount of money?
Oh,
Yeah.
least, yeah.
I'm calling Austin.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like we get the. I feel like we get the twink looks, I guess.
Oh. Well, I think I'd make the most because I'd probably do anything and everything.
That's you know what you might
You're
make
getting
the
full
bigger,
service.
You might make the bigger bucks. We might have more clients. That might be it.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Wait. Why are we thinking about it as gay?
I wasn't.
I don't know. He did.
Oh. I'm thinking like a bachelorette party.
That's Brock went there.
Damn.
He said twink.
I feel like they might be high payers though, you know? So maybe you would make the most.
I don't know. I just
you've already
don't see-
picked your clientele.
I just don't see.
Me and Griffin have our own
I just
clientele.
don't see women paid for sex. I feel like they could just get it for free. Wouldn't they?
I mean, they probably could.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's usually the
Maybe
way
a
the world
pool
works.
That's just kind of the way the world works.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only prostitute that gives it away for free, by the way.
Yeah. I'll
Oh,
come to
listen,
you.
Got free
Only
Fridays.
while Sarah's gone, right?
Oh, no. Free Fridays.
Yeah,
We're doing
bring a
it.
friend.
Oh, bring a friend
Oh,
Fridays.
shit. Yeah. Damn.
Most likely to start a cult.
Yeah.
Griffin for sure.
Yeah, very esoteric.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be nude sunbathing.
You ever been
It's
to
gonna
Louisa
be-
before?
Yeah.
Come visit the
Come
farm.
on out to the farm.
Yeah, come out to the Kelly
yeah.
Farm.
Here, drink this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Made it fresh with the bees, honey.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like it would be a cult, but it would be good for you. You know.
That's how they usually say it.
Power within.
We're here to cleanse the population.
Yeah.
And these are my 8 wives, by the way.
Yes, that's true. That's the initiation.
Oh, you
fee,
could bring your
actually.
wife, but she's going to
Yeah.
be mine when she comes to the compound.
Yeah.
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 Don't
Only
worry
I
about
get to touch the females.
Yeah.
If we all had 24 hours to live, who's most likely to kill someone? If we all had 24 hours to live, who's most likely to kill someone? Not me. I got other things in mind that I'm trying to get done in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Than killing. If I had to pick between y'all two,
I don't
though,
know why any of us would just randomly kill someone.
that's what I'm
for
saying. But
24
who,
hours.
the best odds? I have a feeling Griffin.
Ever heard of the Killdozer?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a gut feeling that he could he'd get what he need to get done with hours left to
Yeah.
spare, and he'd be like, "Fuck it, let me go
Go
ahead
to
and
Home
just
Depot. How much fertilizer can
start
I buy?
Yeah.
popping people off."
Yeah.
Buying a lot of bleach and shit.
But yeah, I got bigger things to focus on with that 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I have my goal though, you know, when the time comes, I would like to be stuffed and have a little thing that you can push the palm and it says like my 5 favorite sayings. Yeah. A little
You tickled me.
animatronic.
It's Elmo,
Yeah.
Griff,
sitting
Griff
on the
Mo.
porch.
I love pumping iron.
Yeah. Can you imagine how much I'm in heaven?
Well, guys, that's it
Yeah.
for this week. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this one. Make sure you're all following us on social media because we're going to be dropping questions box every Sunday on our stories. So you
Maybe,
can drop,
maybe not.
maybe not.
Maybe
Brock
fuck
Might
you.
be a new one.
Yeah,
I've
Brock.
been slacking recently.
He
but
said
I want
no.
I want a new one.
He said not.
Yeah.
But make sure you follow us. Make sure you leave a review or comment below what you thought about the show and answer who you thought was the pick for the cards in your opinion. And we will see y'all next week. We're out of here. See ya.